Thank you. I think the ministers coming here really added to the event. We basically wanted to focus on supporting this thought process by corporates supporting initiatives in this domain. So this panel discussion is about CSR. This panel discussion is about what really is needed to change the mindset and what kind of initiatives are needed to actually do what Megan is set out to do. So I really like the panel to address how CSR can be a powerful tool for really making the change that Megan wants to make. For example, how can CSR bring about a positive discrimination for the girl child? What kind of opportunities can be created and should be provided for? How can infrastructure creation happen? Uh, Also, very important is to change the historical mindset of communities in the way the girl child is treated and how real awareness generating programs, and a lot of programs can be held in IIC and Habitat and a five-star hotel, but they're really beyond making sure people like you put their money, put their time, put their media to really doing the kind of initiatives that are needed in terms of making a difference at the grassroots. And Bihar, just to give you an idea, Bihar government started giving bicycles for girl children in classes 9 to 12 in 2007. The effective implementation of this scheme is made sure that this 24%, 25% has gone up to 40% in Bihar. So really, giving just bicycles to girls can get them access to the school. So really, this is what I want the panel to address, and I would request Naina Lal Kidwai to start, and we can then go around the table.
My experience has really been through engagements of the corporations I support and also some of the private time I spend largely supporting my husband who works with Seva, who is one of the largest, I won't call it an NGO, it's a cooperative, really showed me the way as to what women can achieve if you empower them to be economically empowered through livelihoods. And the livelihood which Seva is best known for is the embroidery they do, but in fact they do a lot more. They are trained as masons, they're building roads, they're building toilets, we've taught them how to put together cycles, sell cycles. No matter what it is, you empower them and they work together. The other lesson I learned is you cannot do it as single individual women. It has to be a movement. There has to be a group. They have to be able to stand up. I also learned the ugly side of it, that when you first start, in fact, violence increases. It isn't easy to show the way in society when it doesn't exist. So you have to think about it at many, many levels and support it. When we talk of CSR, I rather talk of it as creating shared value. The benefit to us is that you get you keep putting this money in so that you also make sure the repayment of the loan happens. So that's the reason you're there. There's a business advantage. But what you're doing is creating shared value, which is a win-win all through. So let me stop with that to say that I really think, Megan, what you have done and captured in such a short period is some very, very important messages. And women are our future. The only way we can solve this is by the women. And they have shown the way, that they have actually adopted the best practices there are in terms of water, sanitation, use of toilets. If Swachh Bharat has to go ahead, building toilets is not going to be the way. The women of this country are going to have to show and be communicated to that it is the way that will actually solve our health problems and make sure that we have clean water and access to water. But anyway, I can go on this subject forever. Women are the answer, and thank you for making Monica the protagonist. Yeah.
Thank you for being here and setting the tone in a manner that you have set today. So really grateful to you for being here. Naina is talking about how you have to have a 360-degree approach in terms of the issue that Megan brings in. If we bring in Mr. Chadda here, who really runs a large foundation, a foundation that is really walking the talk in the area that we are talking of. So we really get Vijay, areas where the government can do more, where civil society and, my friend and junior from the business school, Adarsh Katurka is there. He runs a finest CSR consulting practice, and in fact, he helps me prepare for discussions like these. So I must give you credit, Adarsh. And so, he keeps telling me, he goes to lots of conferences. He went to one in Bombay today, but really, panel discussions are great, but nothing follows after that. So really, issues that you haven't been able to address.
No, I think there are challenges which come on a daily basis, especially when you run a program like ours. But I'll start from from what you said about how many girls go to school. So we have schools in 254 villages in 6 states in India, right? And I'm delighted and proud to tell you that our children have run campaigns to ensure that sarpanches in all these villages, along with the panchayats, have signed undertakings to say that there will be no girl child out of school in that village. So that is one. So that's the power of education. Mantri ji, jab humne kaha ki quality education leke jayenge rural India mein for underprivileged children with a focus on the girl child. So that was a single-minded, area of work through a schooling system. So हमने अपने school बनाए, and land came from the panchayats. We built the schools. What has it done, the schools? It's unbelievable as to how education can change mindsets, how education can impact the way nothing else can. That's our belief. We ourselves never knew how powerful it could be. Like Anurag said, challenges are many. You have to fight, you have some victories, you have some defeats, but we carry on the fight. Girls in our school, they are leaders. We have school student leadership councils. Right? So there's a head boy and a head girl. They are elected. So are house captains elected, and there's a school best friend. And you'll be surprised that more than 50% of the elected representatives in schools, who are the school leaders, are girls. Mind you, we're talking rural India, we're talking, villages, we are talking, 95% of children are first generation learners. They come from, daily wage earning families, right? So, it's that kind, and this is where these children have reached. So, that's how, education is changing lives. I think, I can give enough and more examples of how children have got empowered, the campaigns that they've run, regular campaigns to make sure no girl child is out of school, regular campaigns to educate the parents. It was tough getting them to school. It was very, very tough. Our teams had to work hard to change mindsets, to convince parents why should their daughters come to school. 49 government schools that we took over in Rajasthan, it's government schools, just buildings, no toilets, no electricity, no drinking water. Who will come to school? Sir? So, we had to change all that. Come and see the toilets, come and see how clean they are. That's the children. They come and wash their hands in the morning. They talk about their parents come and complain कि जब से आपके स्कूल बने हैं हमारे बच्चे तो हमें घर में आके हमारी हालत खराब कर देते हैं कहते ये साफ करो वो करो साबुन लाओ रोज नहाओ. So that's the change which is taking place. Lastly, E&Y did a social impact assessment around 15 of our selected schools because our board demanded it. They wanted to see data as to what impact it is having on communities. Many things, wonderful things in terms of value system being imbibed. What our children, our boys especially, how they treat girls, how they treat others, the positive impact. But what gave us greatest pleasure is 97% of parents of daughters in our schools, when asked, said that they are saving money for their daughters' higher education. College bhejne ke liye, hum apni beti ke liye paisa jama kar rahe hain. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll end there and we'll talk more in the interactive section.
Jaiveer, you were sharing me very briefly. I had your approach, your twin approach to how you've achieved it and what needs to be done.
I'm going to focus on something which is more personal and something that we started as part of our family initiative, which pretty much then turned into the CSR focus for our private companies. I come from a family of fairly strong women. They think what they want and get pretty much done what they want. So what we did was we started a sapling distribution program, which so any devotee which would come to the Golden Temple could pick up this sapling, which had these messages about female feticide and infanticide and about the girl child and the importance of the woman in the family setting. And it used to be watered by the Amrit from the temple, which in some ways gave it this holy halo around it. What we found was that that plant survived far more than anything that perhaps we had tried to do with our private companies, because all of a sudden it became revered and not thrown on the street side, half a kilometer away. So two things happened, I think, and we're today at a stage where we've done close to 1 million samplings. We do it out of the Dargah Sharif, we do it out of the church in Delhi, we do it out of the Golden Temple, and a few others. And have extended that program into schools now. We have 4 active ones at the moment. And our ability locally, because we do infrastructure, is to improve that in the community that we operate in. So it's easy for me to do, it's my expertise, and it's something that I can get done quickly. So just wanted to share a quick example. We've now obviously, the Girl Child Foundation has been around for 7 years now. We've had some successes, some failures. But at the same time, I'm happy. So just this year, in fact, it's the first year of a national essay contest, which we started, where we had 92 schools participate out of 29 Indian states. We hope to take that to 500 to 1,000 as we go forward. But just raise the ante in terms of the debate. But in your own sort of small micro way, it's possible for you to make a change. And that's sort of a more private story. I know that I'm here on a PWC mandate, and we hope to do a lot on that side as well. But I think this is far more relevant and far more inclusive when we talk about India and the type of institutions and what individuals can do.
Thank you, Jaiveer. Thank you.